Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade.
And I'm Jay Cohn. Russ is on assignment tonight. In a sudden announcement, an iconic downtown Irish pub and eatery now set to close by the end of this week.
After decades of serving up pork chop sandwiches and cold pints of Guinness, Pug Mahon's Irish pub and its neighboring businesses are forced to close.
This news trickling out following the death of pub owner Bill McIntyre, better known as Mac, who passed away just this past week.
As Q2 Samantha Sullivan reports, the news of the closures comes as a huge surprise to employees at all three businesses in the building.
I got a phone call yesterday that was just very brief, saying that Saturday night is the last night that the building will be open.
Alyssa Landsverk took over Guido's Pizza less than a year ago. Now she'll have to close the doors.
Just shock, and there is so much involved, so many people's lives. There is a crew of waitresses over at Pugs who've been there 25, 30 years. There's kitchen staff that work day in and day out for Mac. There's the casino attendant next door has been there longer than I've been here.
Pug Mahon's, which has occupied its location since 1983, and the Bookie Casino were owned by Bill McIntyre. He also owned Guido's before gifting the business to Landsverk last year. McIntyre passed away on Saturday morning after battling cancer.
He was a wonderful, wonderful man. He took me in, like I said, basically off the streets, not knowing me from Adam, and gave me then last year everything in here and said that he just wanted to see me successful.
Landsverk said there was never a lease signed, and since McIntyre owned and operated the other businesses, there doesn't seem to be anything they can do to keep them from being shut down.
I know that towards the end, the last year or so, he was looking at his options as far as selling, being done, retiring, and I just think it all happened a little bit faster than anybody was ready for it.
As for the future, Landsverk says they're working to find a new location and see what the next chapter brings.
There was some grief and some shock, but really my attitude is whenever a door is closed in your face or there's doors that you're looking at to open, the ugliest ones, once you open them, always have the most beautiful scenery on the other side. And so I believe that everything happens for a reason, and we are just flowing like water through this situation, and we're going to make the best out of it.
In Billings, Samantha Sullivan, MTN News.
Thank you, Sammy. Now, we did reach out to members of the McIntyre family for more information about these closures, but as yet we haven't heard back.
Well, downtown Billings just will not be the same without Pug Mahone. Since 1984, St. Patrick's Day had always been the biggest day of the year for Pugs, celebrating the annual tradition. How else?
But with green beer, corned beef, and cabbage, and of course, smiles to go around. After all, it is the one day of the year where everyone gets to be Irish.
Two kinds of people in this world, Irish and those that wish they were.
Mac will definitely be missed. With the future of Pug Mahon's still up in the air, its sudden closure definitely will be leaving a big hole in the upcoming St. Patrick's Day pub crawl.
In other news tonight, Montana Governor Steve Bullock's proposed budget for the state university system up for discussion at the Montana legislature today.
Front and center, the governor's proposal to make the university system more accessible for all Montana students. That includes a possible freeze in tuition. Q2's Russ Riesinger brings us the story tonight from the Capitol.
Well, Jay and Jeanelle, the 66th legislative session in full swing. One topic being discussed today, the education budget. Governor Steve Bullock wants $24 million more for higher education in order to freeze tuition. Now, both the presidents of UM and MSU appearing before the Education Appropriations Committee today, talking about what they've been doing to make college more accessible for Montana students. Bullock's budget also includes an additional $5 million for financial aid. Montana near the bottom when it comes to providing state-funded financial aid.
As I have said many times, public land-grant universities were not created or called upon just to admit and educate only the best prepared students. They were and are called upon to raise up all Americans to a better standard of living and greater participation in our democracy through education.
Well, this is my first time covering the legislature here in my home state. I caught up with a couple of first-time legislators from the Billings area to get their thoughts on what it's like so far.
There's like so much to learn. Like every single bill that I pick up, you start opening it and you're like, oh, this is like relatively simple. And then like you go and start peeling back the layers and it's more and more complex every time. And it's amazing how this process unlocks all that.
I'm on the Appropriations Committee, and that committee has a language that is something that's foreign to me. And so getting on top of some of that terminology and understanding some of the challenges that we've got to work through in terms of trying to figure out what the appropriation for a particular agency should be, that is new to me. So that has really felt like I've been drinking through a fire hose, but it's been good.
Of course, we're just getting started with about 4 more months to go and a lot to be decided. In Helena, I'm Russ Riesinger, MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Russ. Montana Governor Steve Bullock and First Lady Lisa Bullock and the Montana No Kid Hungry program unveiling more than $70,000 in grants today to benefit school breakfast programs across the state. 18 schools in Montana were awarded Breakfast After the Bell grants, which allow students to eat school breakfast during or between morning lessons. Helena Food Services Director Robert Worthy says the program continues to grow statewide.
Obviously, we're making a difference. We're reaching kids, and that's ultimately our goal, is to get those kids nutrition so they can have, breakfast, and then they can have lunch, and then hopefully get them through until they get home for school.
Now, since 2014, more than $400,000 in private grant funding has been given to Montana schools to implement Breakfast After the Bell programs.
One person is dead and another in critical condition following an SUV collision with a snowmobile that happened in West Yellowstone on Monday. The two victims were both on the snowmobile traveling south on Dunraven Street when they failed to stop in an intersection and were hit by the SUV. The impact knocked both snowmobile riders from their sled. One was rushed by medical helicopter to a hospital in Idaho Falls. The other was pronounced dead at the scene. Both were vacationing from out of state. Authorities have not yet identified those involved. The driver of the SUV was not injured.
Turning to weather, Bob, we are all anxiously waiting for that incoming snow. How much can we expect?
Oh, I got a whole Pacific Ocean filled. Let me show you. We got them all over the place. We go to the graphics and look at that. You're looking at basically the Gulf of Alaska. You can see the Aleutian Islands there at the top of the screen, and all of that is moisture that's starting to make its way towards the west coast, and it starts to slowly but surely push its way in. It's got 2 or 3 storms in there, and you'll notice by the time Thursday gets here, it starts moving into Montana, starts creating some snow. By Saturday morning, looks like we get a little break, but then here comes another batch of moisture moving in by the time Sunday gets here. So how much snow are we going to get? Well, here's what the first wave looks like. Really not too bad. By 5:30 Thursday night, just some light snow for the Billings area. Then by the time, say, Monday gets here, we're talking 2 to 4 inches of snow for Billings. And then look at the long range and look what it says here: 6 to 10 inches of snow by Tuesday 10 o'clock. We'll see if that happens. But anyway, that's a really super long range forecast, and so it's kind of iffy at this point in time. But the short range looks pretty solid, 1 to 2 inches. Let's go back to you.
All right, thanks, Bob. Fewer visitors came to Montana last year, but a new report by the University of Montana Institute for Tourism and Recreation Research says those tourists spent more money. The initial results show more than 12 million non-residents came to Montana and spent nearly $3.7 million. While the total number of visitors was down about 2% this past season, those visitors who spent time in the state ended up spending more cash. Now, the new report shows non-resident visitors stayed in Montana up to 5 days in the summer and 4 days in the winter. Gas, food, and accommodations account for the bulk of that spending. The estimated non-resident visitor spending pumped more than $5 billion into Montana's economy. Those dollars support nearly 58,000 direct and indirect jobs.
Still to come on tonight's 10 o'clock news, today's Senate hearing for the potential next Attorney General had its focus on Russia. We'll take you there in a moment.
Plus, it's been 10 years since the miracle on the Hudson. Tonight, we hear from one of the passengers.
And coming up in sports tonight, Scott shows us who survives the big first place girls showdown between Laurel and Central.
You're watching MTN News with Jeanelle Slade and Russ Riesinger. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and sports with Scott Breen. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.